You know that low-grade guilt you've been carrying around about AI? Like everyone else has it all figured out and you're the one falling behind. You've bookmarked the courses, you've saved the articles, you've told yourself that you'll get to it when things slow down. But things never slow down. Look, you're not going to learn AI. I know that sounds harsh, but stay with me because it's the most freeing thing that you'll hear about AI all week. And once it clicks, two things will happen. One, that pressure you've been carrying around will start to dissipate. And two, you'll actually get better at using AI if you so choose. Welcome to the Do More, Stress Less podcast. I'm your host, Alexis Hasselberger, a time management and productivity coach. In every episode, I give you actionable, practical tips to help you learn to use your time in a way that feels good to you every day. No more hustling, scrambling, or struggling to keep your head above water. So let's dive in, and soon enough, you'll be doing more and stressing less. I'm going to preface this by saying that if you don't want to use AI for any number of very good reasons, like the environmental impact or the risk of existential threat per se, you can skip this one. But if you are using AI, or if you want to try using AI, or if you feel left behind or worried because you aren't using AI, then give this a listen, because this one's for you. I generally have an attitude for all things in life of it'll all work out in the end. AI disruption included. Or it won't, and the sentient robots will take over and we'll be living in a post-apocalyptic hellscape doing the bidding of our AI overlords. But I have no control over the doomsday scenario, so what's the point in worrying about it? Look, you aren't gonna, quote, learn AI. It's impossible. It's too big and it's a moving target. You're not gonna get to the end. It's not the same as learning, say, how to use Microsoft Word or Photoshop, where indeed there are a finite number of tools, settings, and skills. AI is different. AI is so big and moving so fast that there's no way that you can get ahead of it or figure it all out. But never fear, because that doesn't mean you're not going to learn. Here's what you're going to do instead. You're going to learn with AI. You're going to be nimble and flexible and embrace experimentation. You're going to use it to solve real problems you actually have, and you're going to learn by doing. Instead of trying to learn AI as a huge abstract subject, treat it like a practical tool that you can use for specific problems. And because AI is so huge, I want to help lower the pressure, because man, oh man, is there a lot of pressure to get on the AI train. If you're on social media, on LinkedIn, or you read the news in any format, you might already feel like you're behind when it comes to AI. In Silicon Valley, engineers are starting to be evaluated by how many tokens they use. And if you don't know what that means, don't even worry about it. Just know it's not the right metric. Companies are going AI first, meaning that they want their employees to use AI at the start of every single project. And if you're feeling this pressure, you might be tempted to take courses on AI, to read books on AI. But because AI moves so darn fast, by the time you've taken the course or read the book, it's already outdated. AI has moved on. So the point isn't to learn AI, it's to use AI. Instead of thinking, how can I learn enough about AI to start using it? Just start using it. Play, experiment, bring it a real-world problem that you need help solving. Need some ideas from the real world? Here's just a random smattering of things that I've used AI for personally and professionally in the very recent past. I used it to analyze 100 or so screenshots that I had saved in a screenshots to review folder on my desktop that I definitely wasn't making time to review, and then rename them according to a naming schema that I gave it. It worked pretty well. I asked it to design a workout plan for me using only equipment that I actually own based on the specific goals that I have around increasing strength and bone density. Honestly, I have been using this exercise plan, this workout plan, for a good month or so now, and it is working pretty well. I used it to analyze why one of my plants was dropping leaves and to come up with a care plan. To troubleshoot an espresso machine that had stopped working. To pitch myself as a podcast guest on somebody else's podcast. And to design a 10-day learning plan for me for a talk that I needed to memorize for a client, I'm very insecure about my ability to memorize, in under 10 minutes a day. And spoiler, this worked brilliantly. The talk went off without a hitch. I want you to think problem first, not tool first. You can think about AI the way that you think about a calculator. I'm pretty sure you're not going about your day trying to figure out ways that you can use a calculator, right? But every so often, probably even frequently, you encounter a problem that a calculator can help you with. Maybe it's calculating the tip when you're at a restaurant or splitting the bill with someone. You don't sit there pondering, how can I use my calculator in my life, right? You reach for a calculator when you have a math problem that you can't do in your head or just don't want to. You can think of AI in exactly this way. It's a tool just like a calculator, but it's a bit more general purpose, right? You can use it in a lot of situations, but you only bring it out when you have a problem it could help with. Now, will you be an AI expert? Unlikely, right? There are very few of these in the world, but you also don't need to be. And that's the exciting thing about this tool. The technology is changing too quickly for most people to master it in any traditional sense, but you don't actually need to master it to be able to use it effectively. So how can you get started? Well, the next time you're procrastinating something or resisting it, ask yourself, could AI help me with this? Or better yet, just ask AI. Literally explain the thing, whatever it is, and ask AI if it can help. Now, here's a pro tip. Ask it to interview you one question at a time about the problem until it has enough info to perform the task well. It really is that easy to get started if you want to. You don't have to learn about it. You don't have to master it. You just have to start using it. And that's a wrap on today's episode of the Do More, Stress Less podcast. If today's episode resonated with you, make sure to subscribe now so that you can save yourself time in the future and never miss an episode. It'll take 5 seconds to hit subscribe, and the payoff will be big. You'll never have to think about it again. And pro tip, you'll be using the decide once strategy and saving yourself from the fate of decision fatigue. Do yourself this quick kindness, and I'll see you next time.